Hello, this is Joseph Wienerreuter or Spacefrog on cgsociety.org or thearea.com. I wanted to show you a plugin I'm currently developing, a core plugin for 3D Studio Max, coded in C++. This is the first C++ coded plugin I ever started to develop for 3D Studio Max, so this is my learning experience with the Max SDK. In short, the plugin deals with the Maxscript Editor and exposes all of its, or most of its core functionality, which is based on Scintilla or SciTE, if you know. SciTE and Scintilla is an open source editor component which provides a huge amount of internal functionality, which is now all exposed to Maxscript via this plugin. Additionally, I expose some other things which might come in handy with dealing with the Maxscript editor. So to show you the interface of my plugin, which I expose, I type show interface MXSEditor, and you see a list of some interesting things like the window positioning, height, width, if it's visible, the window handles, document counts, and so on. Most interesting maybe is this extended viewport. I'll come back to this in a few seconds. Some methods like menu command, send command, getting open or editing, start editing a file, etc., etc. Here are some functions like which list all the core functionalities, the core functions and the core menu codes the Scintilla component uses, so that you have to have access to all the names which you might use to control the editor component. Back to this extended viewport, I made the Maxscript editor available as an extended viewport, so you can select in the extended viewport menu here, and immediately the Maxscript editor drops into the viewport and is completely docked, which might be convenient for some people. So more to the control of the Maxscript editor itself. First I wanted to show you the list of the functions or of the menu codes. So I type MXSEditor list menu codes. This lists all the codes the Maxscript editor control or Scintilla control, SciTE control is able to understand. So I pick one up, an easy one, IDM about, and to actually call this menu command I type MXSEditor menu command with the code in quotes, and you see immediately the about box pops up. There are more useful things like next file, previous file, which cycles through the tabs, or you can control the tab size or do end of line conversion, etc., etc. These all are documented either in the Scintilla or SciTE source control source web page, or parts of it might be in the Maxscript help file. I'm not quite sure about this. The second set of core functionality which is exposed are really the core functions the Scintilla edit control uses. So those are all exposed to Maxscript now. So I type list functions to get a list of all the available functions, and you see it dumps a list of 234 functions which are available now to you to completely control the Maxscript editor. To pick an easy one out, I take this last one, which is called zoom out. To call an internal Scintilla function or Maxscript editor function, I type the command mxscall, the function in quotes again, and you see the editor zooms out, and to do the opposite, zoom in 2 times, and we are back to the normal state. To go for more interesting things, there I type in, for example, the command to get the selected text. For this I would need a reference variable, because if I look at the syntax for this call, again get cell text, it requires a string result which requires a reference to a Maxscript variable. So if I type get cell text and give it a Maxscript variable by reference, my text, I quickly show you that my text currently is still undefined. So you see my text is undefined, but after I hit enter after this command here, I get the number of character in the selection buffer, and if I type my text now, you see it was filled with all the currently selected text. Another interesting thing might be, for example, insert text. If I type MXE insert text, this requires the position as argument. So I look here what this position like, it's 1365, so I type in 1365 is the position, and the text to insert, inserted text, I name it obviously. So, and hit enter, and you see the text is immediately inserted into the text editor. So this is all quite funny, and you can look up all these functions in the Scintilla source documentation, but I think I will provide a short description of all the most of the functions which are what I'm able to find out by myself what they do. But to make this a little bit shorter, I give you some silly an impression what you can do by showing you a simple and silly experiment. Essentially, I've linked the live input audio, the live audio source, to the scale value of this teapot here, and at the same time I set the selected text in the Maxscript Editor to the volume I receive via live audio input. To make this visible, I first start my MP3 player, my audio player. So, and to make 3D Studio Max recognize the real-time audio, I have to start the animation by the timeline, and you see immediately it starts to react to the audio. This is real-time audio captured, and in my script controller I have implemented, I select the text range depending on the audio amplitude. At the same time I put out the numbers of selected characters into the listener, and some silly bar which should be like a volume meter. So if I want to have a look on the script controller I wrote here, I picked this up. This is a dummy object. So see here, you see the script controller, the script which controls the text selection. First I clear the listener, then I call the Maxscript Editor component with the command set selection from 697 some number plus an offset edit, which depends on the audio value, audio amplitude. And then I put out the number of selected characters and some hash bar, which was very helpful. So, thanks for watching.